We are live, which I'm super excited about. I'm so happy that you're here. I can't wait to talk about our work together. I feel like it's been a long time coming. We have been investing in each other's businesses for almost 2 years now.
Yeah.
And we've just seen incredible results from each other just by investing in each other's businesses. I have personally jumped all the way up to a 20K month just by doing one session with Andrea, which was insane. She is the wealth codes wizard. And I have been able to get her on some huge media platforms, which has been really, really fun for the both of us. So I'm so excited that you're here since I have you. Actually, let's talk about our offer first, and then we'll kind of dive into the nitty gritty. So the two of us came up with a bundle together, which I am so, so excited about. We are calling it the Elevation Bundle because we both have elevated each other's businesses. Quantum, so amazing. And so what's included in this offer is it's going to be 45 minutes with me. So you get a call with me to schedule at any time. And that will be going over brand positioning. This is to position you as an expert in your field, to stand out in a saturated market. And this is within your clients, other thought leaders within your industry, and your customers, just standing out and within the media as well. And then you will also get 45 minutes with Andrea. Andrea, if you want to talk about what you do, but it's wealth codes and all that juiciness.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. This is really, really hot. I can feel, obviously you can feel it too, Lydia. For those of you who are not familiar with me, I am a quantum sound and energy healer, an ascension activator. I do a wide range of metaphysical magic. And I am also a really gifted business coach in a way that I am newly claiming. And I have wild wealth codes, which is something that I have been a clear channel since I was a baby. Working with me is like next level wizardry. I have energetics on such incredible lockdown. And when people work with me, their entire lives change. You had that experience after one session, anchoring into a $20,000 month. And what ends up happening and what we'll do during your session is that I will immediately upon meeting you, be able to see the entirety of your soul purpose and your business's purpose. And it's this really magical thing. It's a gift that I was literally born with. And so from that vantage point of understanding what you were literally born to do and share with the world and your highest potential, from there, your guides and my guides work in concert with each other. And then they show me what is blocking you from an energetic perspective, trauma, perhaps that you've been carrying around, doubts, all of the things that you have also carried with you from other lifetimes that are making it sticky and harder for you to be able to really like fucking own what it is that you have up your sleeve. And then I will clear those things and also help you to understand what you can do going forward to be able to really anchor into the energy of just like absolute magic and miracles. It's a wild, amazing process. I see the results over and over and over again with everyone I work with. And this is so exciting too. You already touched on how exciting this is, but you and I have really, as you mentioned, invested remarkably in both in each other's work and seeing the results. And for us to collaborate just feels so potent right now as we're like nearing the end of the year, really giving every one of you a chance to be able to capitalize, as it were, on your fastest, most quantum growth. Because one of the things that my guides show me about this window of time that we're in right now, with October coming, the veil is thin, the energetics of the planet have shifted, and it is really, really time for every single one of you who was born to do something to help hold the vision for the new earth, right? It is time to fully amp that up.
Wow, it's so exciting. And I keep saying this myself. I keep saying that there's never been a better time in history for conscious CEOs, anybody that's in that space of spirituality and self-development, to really be seen and to just blow up their business, because we are moving into a totally different way. So even on a 5D perspective and on a 3D perspective, everybody, especially with what happened with the world, last year before, we're all moving into just being more conscious of where we're putting our money, what we're doing, who we're investing in, our self-development. These are conversations that need to be had. So there's just never been a better time to do this. And Andrea and I came up with the most potent bundle that is just, if you're ready to hit your goals before the end of the year, like, this is it. Run, do not walk. We are ready for you. Yes. And what I can do is, and which Andrea actually helped me finally own, she told me this the very first session we had, and I was like, oh, okay, is that I am able to really see similarly to her. And we just noticed this like yesterday, actually. We're like, wow, we kind of both have very similar gifts, in a sense of like, my lens is through more media and business, but I can see my clients' greatest potential, and I get so excited. I can see exactly like where they're meant to be in the press, and kind of the trajectory of how large their business can be and can get. So from that perspective, I'm able to position you in a way that's really, really going to help your business in so many different areas. So super excited.
And for anyone who is not familiar with this story, I will tell the smallest little bit of it right now, which is that Lydia and I met 2 years ago on the app Clubhouse, and I was asked to be part of a panel of psychics and mediums and just like Akashic wizards to do some cold readings for people. And Lydia was one of the people that I read for. And as I mentioned, one of my greatest gifts is being able to see what people were born to do. You might have, I think you were like the third person that we read for, and I read your energy and I was like, shut the freaking front door. I was like, this woman was born to literally change the vibration of the planet. And one of the things that if you don't know me, I am a born entertainer. I am a clown. I love telling stories.
You really are.
I channel light language. I do channeled singing. I literally tap dance as part of my act. I've been on a metaphysical journey my entire life, and my guides always told me from literally the time I was born that my work was meant to really change the way that we relate to things like storytelling and entertainment, and bring those things back into the divine. So I read for you, and I was like, she was literally born to be the publicist to the stars. I was like, what am I even experiencing right now? And you and I pretty much immediately just started working with each other at that point, because I could see what you had the capacity to do. And working with you changed my life so much, so quickly. I still, to this day, get incredible visionaries from all over the world who find me from the work that you were able to do for me. And because of your spectacular gift of being able to really see the truth of who people are, it makes it so that you pitch them in a way that is so different. I had never at that point met anyone who worked in PR who had the lens that you had and were able to anchor into the 3D, the practical, and the 5D, the expansion, and where we're headed as a group. So this is the marriage of the two, of your energy and my energy, and how you and I have been able to see in very clear live time the impact that working with both of us has had on both our lives. We have another couple of people who have also worked with you and I in concert, and
Yes.
it is stunning
We've
to
created like
see.
an ecosystem.
Oh, it's amazing. And I'm really excited about this because I can feel the enormity of this, and like everyone who jumps for this is going to see some rapid, wild quantum results.
Absolutely. And you know what's really funny? I spoke to this like really amazing publicist. She owns a huge firm in LA. She is in like the mommy and baby space, but she's been in PR her whole life, started her own business. She has a huge team under her. We had a conversation a few weeks ago and she was like, wow, how do you pitch those types of clients? This is somebody who's been in this industry for how many years? She was like, how do you do it? I actually love shadow work. Can I tell you about what I've been doing? So we had a conversation about shadow work and it was really interesting. But what was interesting is that I didn't realize for so long that what I did was something that nobody else is doing, especially in our space of spirituality, self-development, conscious. Like I am ready to own it. So here we are, but I really am doing something that nobody else is doing. So from seeing through that lens and being able to position my clients in that way, really hear them, really understand them and say, okay, I'm ready to get on board with all your craziness. Like, let's do this. And just to help them navigate or help them translate how they should be either wording things or that's probably one of my biggest gifts is being able to translate what somebody may not understand who isn't in a certain space and being able to say, shift your words this way, maybe say it this way for somebody else to understand. So I love being able to do that. And why don't we just like go into a little bit of like how you really helped me since you're here on my page, and then we'll switch to the PR stuff. But I would love to talk about where I was when I first met you and what I've seen since we've started working together. I mean, we've done like a lot, but we'll just kind of stick to like money right now. But Andrea's done like many, many things for me.
Yes, please. Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah. So last year, we were working together. We had a few sessions here and there, but we had like a little break in between. She was doing PR with me, and then I was like, you know what? I'm really like, I feel like I'm stuck, and I've been having issues being able to get over a certain income level. It was kind of like it was consistent. And I was fine, but I really wanted to move into a totally different energy. And sometimes when we're stuck and we have these blocks, they're energetic. There's something going on in the background that we may not be aware of, or something subconscious that we need to clear. So Andrea is not only helping you on like a physical level, talk you through what's going on, but she was able to also do energy clearing. She's talking to your guides. She's doing all these different things, calling in your intergalactic team. So she's really doing like a 360 million degree kind of healing, which creates such quantum results. I've never experienced anything like it. Been in this space for a while. I've done tons of sessions with everybody. And within not even a week, it was like within a few days, I got a random message from a woman on my Instagram. Mind you, I only have like 1,000 followers. I'm not somebody who has a huge following on Instagram. And she messaged me and said she wanted to try out PR. We had a call within 24 hours. She booked with me. I had 2 other clients come out of nowhere and say they wanted to resign, and it was my first 20K month. So it can be that easy. I never really understood what quantum meant, which it's instantaneous results. I never really understood what it meant until I experienced it myself. And you literally feel different. Like I left that session, was like, I don't know what happened, but I'm good with this.
And it's what is amazing to me. So I am an OG weirdo. I mentioned it before. I have literally talked to my guides since I was a baby. I have channeled light language since then as well. And I work with all the good vibes. I work with every single realm of pure light and good information. I work with the fairies, the angels, the earth herself, every kind of, vibrant, in tune galactic information, people's ancestors. It is so wild the way, because I am such a clear channel and because I have worked so diligently my whole life to be able to maintain that level of clarity. I can hear people's guidance. It is honestly, it's hilarious. You hear the stories
Yeah.
about the things that happen, but it is really wild because I get told over and over and over again that when I work with people, that I see them with a level of clarity and insight. I know things about people that they don't even necessarily remember about themselves. I can see the gifts that you have carried with you into this lifetime. And the way that it ends up working is that as part of that process, like I see what you originated with in terms of what your soul was created to do. And that carries with you beyond this lifetime. And then, as I mentioned, when I am able to then hear your guides say, all right, these are the things that are gumming up the wheels, as it were. And I learned how to meditate when I was 17. I learned how to do energy work a couple of years after that. And I have healed my own life in a rapid, fucking wild way. When I started my business, I was literally disabled at the time by chronic nerve pain. I have been in car accidents. I've had all of this like insane stuff happen to me. But my guides told me from the very beginning, when I was around 5 years old, they told me very clearly while I was watching a Sesame Street movie called Don't Eat the Pictures, that the point of my life was to learn how to navigate complexity with as light a heart as possible. And we carry these things around with us, not just our own trauma from this life and from others, but we carry ancestral things that are not even ours. And that was one of the things that I really did with you, was that I was able to see these very clear points, these origin points, as it were, that were things that were impacting you that were not even yours. And this is not, I mean, I call it our bag of rocks. And
we all have it.
We all have it. Every person, this planet, it's been confirmed by science that I, through a really beautiful psychological profile, that I have essentially the highest spiritual IQ that can exist in human form. I'm still a human. I still experience the stuff of being a human, and that stuff really creates a lot of weight, and it makes it so that we are not able to fully anchor into and hear the things that need to happen for us to skyrocket. And so I basically just wave I call them my finger wands, my my hands, and it clears you of that karma, that drama, and that pain. And once we do that, then all of your magic, all of the things that you were born to do, that sacred song, I call it, that you were literally born to sing, that if you were not singing, by the way, in full totality, there's nobody else who can do the thing that you were born to do. We all have something incredible. If you were alive on the earth right now, you came here, whether you realize it or not, for something big. Being a human is not for the faint of heart, and being alive right now during the Great Awakening, which was prophesized for thousands of years, right? This window of time that we're in, if you go back and you look at the history of what ancient religions said, what pretty much every culture from around the world said, saints, sages, seers, they said that this time that we are alive during was going to change things for the planet in a way that we had never seen before. And you're a hero. If you're human, you're a hero, because this is not an easy school to live through. And I came here to help all of us remember what we are capable of, right? But shortly before I met you in 2020, so I've been doing this work my whole life, but I started my business in 2020. When I started my business, my nerve pain was still so bad at the time that I literally would like be holding a cup and it would fall to the ground. I couldn't carry a purse around with me. I was hard up. And when my guides told me it was go time, right? I had been literally waiting for them to give me the go ahead for years. And when they gave me the go ahead, which was in March of 2020, I was like, can you guys still see what I'm up to right now? Because like, it did not feel like I was ready to soar. I was like, feels like I've still got some stuff going on. I had an active application pending at the time for for disability. And they were like, it's time. You've been waiting for this your whole life. I have chills as I'm saying it. And so I have seen what my work did for me. I have seen it help you physically. I've seen it change you over and over and over again. We will do a session with each other, and all of a sudden, like, you'll get in touch with me like half an hour later or an hour later or the next day or whatever, 2 minutes later, and you'll be like, well, like I just had, $20,000 fall into my lap. I just had like 10 new people reach out to me to find out about what it would be to work with me. My car works really again.
Incredible.
Like
that happens.
your physical body has changed as a result of this. And that's the thing about this work, is that it helps you to become fully embodied in your wisdom. And I say it all the time, and I will say it all the time for the rest of my life. Energy work, this modality that I have created, the way that it is able to help people so fast, so quickly. I have never had a client who didn't start working with me and end up having just like phenomenal things unfold for them.
Huge results, yeah.
I have a client, one of my biggest wins that I'm celebrating right now is that I have a newer one-on-one client. Now, this person came to me having already created a massive 7-figure business. And when we did her first session, and we had a follow-up call 2 weeks after that. And she told me that she had had a 100% client retention rate. Now, this is someone who you would not necessarily imagine, because she is not a coach. She has a more traditional business, an advanced degree. As I said, she had already crafted something incredible when we started working with each other. And she earned the investment that she made in one day.
That is our work in a nutshell.
Yeah.
Both of us.
And that's the thing, is that like, I see it so much. I know from my own experience what working with you has done for me. I had a new client a couple of weeks ago who found me from a podcast that you facilitated for me. And to know.
And how long ago was that?
Yeah, it was literally like last year that I was on this, and she found me at the exact perfect time. She lives in Europe. It was so wild. And it was just incredible to have the conversation with her. And that stuff happens all the time, where I have had so many people go through my longer term programs and work with me one-on-one who found me from your work. And as I mentioned at the beginning of my journey, I was still dealing with some personal things, and it was, again, part and parcel of what I agreed to do. I agreed to, essentially, my guides always say, you agreed to show humans what's possible. So I was not able to necessarily do the kinds of things. My strategy when I started this was you and the reach that I knew that you would be able to get for me, and my own modality of my energetic work. And I got other support too, but those were the two. I did not have a traditional business strategy. And I say this with all the love and the laughter in the world for myself. But what I have been able to do with my wacky strategy that I carved out for myself, which was heavily, right, your work was a major part of that experience, and I knew I could see what it was going to do for me. And it did. Not only did it do those things, but it made it so that there is a constant ripple that will always exist, right? That young woman that I mentioned, she
It's
heard
really
me on a
sustainable.
podcast,
Yeah.
and then she went in and she binged, and she went on to like Apple, and she looked me up, and then she was like, I honestly don't even remember what podcast it was on, because then I just listened to like every interview I could find of yours. And that's the thing about PR, is that it makes it so that you're not only like always having this like new exciting thing to share with people, expanding your audience, expanding your reach, but it creates this basket, as it were, is the visual I'm getting from my guides, where over time that those investments just continue to magnify and magnify and magnify. And it is, to me, it is a genuine miracle what you in particular were able to do, because of the sight that you possess and the way that you're able to understand what people do, and again, make that link. My guides have called you a bridge between worlds since the first time that I read for you, and someone else brilliantly referred to you as like a matchmaker. And I love that, because you are, because of who you are, because of the clarity with which you understand people's purpose, you are able to then, you also have this, I have called you a translation service for a long time. You have taken the most, I am very philosophical, I am very nerdy, I am very verbose, which is wordy. And I always trusted you. I would know, you would read things that I wrote and you would be like, all right, so here's the thing about this. Like if you were talking to, this is actually like a great way to say the thing that you're trying to say in a more concise and more digestible way, so that people understand why what you do matters to them. And that really helped me a lot, because I am very different from anyone that I've ever met. And
You are so unique.
I don't, there's
in
a
the most
lot,
beautiful way.
there's a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm just gonna be really fucking straight up. There's a lot of stuff about the experience and sort of process of being a person that I don't understand. I joke about this all the time. I am so not from here. And I don't mean that in like a way to disparage this planet. I love this planet so much, but there's a lot that I don't understand. And there's a lot about like, I operate from energetics. And so when I hear someone talk, I know what they're capable of. I don't need the same things that other people need to be able to make sense of why something matters. And your ability to be able to understand that and share it in a way that makes just like literal perfect sense is remarkable. And I have never met anyone else who has that same capacity that you do.
Thank you. Yeah, I remember when we first started working together, you were like, so here's what I do, and explained it to me. And I was like, okay, I'm going to have to experience this myself. That's actually kind of like what was going down. This was so cool. So I decided to invest in one of her sessions myself, because I was like, all right, she's going to work with me. I have no idea what she kind of just said, but you read for me in Clubhouse, and immediately I was like, we need to like meet and work together. I was just blown away by the way that your presence on there. And this is like, I didn't even know what you looked like. This was Clubhouse. I was just listening to you and I was like, she's so special. Like, I need to meet this person. I slid into your DMs like, hey. But anyway, so for our first session together, I was like, all right, let me experience this so I can translate it and then be able to pitch it. And it was such a unique experience. I've never, ever experienced anything like this, because you are such a clear channel, like we said. And you were getting so much information at once from guides, from our ancestors, from our this, from our that, from the intergalactics, that you were just doing exactly what needs to be done in order to clear. So like if you need to go get a certain herb, and then you're also finger dancing with your wands, and you're doing all of this stuff, and you're lighting candles, and you're drinking your potions. Like, I don't even know what's happening. And I'm just like trusting. It's a full trust fall with you, but you have such a pure, beautiful, you're such a pure, beautiful person. I can really feel your heart. And I could tell right away that you were somebody that was okay to trust in this capacity. And you're so special in that sense. We're really, like, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. But anyway, that it was such a beautiful experience. And I felt like during that session, I was also getting downloads of like, oh, okay, this is what she's doing. And this is how I need to articulate it when I'm pitching her. And I think because we're so magnetic together and just have some sort of something going on, we just had this wildly successful campaign with you where I was able to position you in a way that you didn't understand yourself last year. Now you're just like a total boss bitch at explaining what you do. But, and we were able to together get you on Bustle and HelloGiggles. There was an article where you were literally in next to Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly talking about twin flames. And it was so funny because I've never seen something so ironic in my life. But between that, HelloGiggles, Respin, you were on top tier podcasts that were just incredible. It was just so amazing. And it was also amazing for me to witness the way that you talked about yourself and the way that you talked about your business, because every podcast was just like more potent, more beautiful, more intense, more amazing. And like the progression that we both got to witness between my business, your business, like we were both the biggest cheerleaders for each other, because what we did was a total miracle. We really just like, I don't know what happened, but I mean, I know exactly what happened, but we really just did something so special. So now finally we're here talking about this and want to bring this to our community, because we've been able to up level so much in our businesses together. It was just honestly a no-brainer. And came to us immediately where we were like, oh my God, we need to do a bundle together. Yeah. Also, I moved to Florida recently, and I was down there during the hurricane. So we did decide to donate 20% of any of the income that we get from this to relief on the West Coast. It was really devastating. So that's just a little piece that I want to mention. We're going to be giving back in a way where we're doing this bundle together, and then also giving back to the planet, the people in Florida, the wildlife. There's a lot going on, a lot of different charities. So we're carefully going through and selecting what we want to donate to.
Yeah, and that is, and Lydia knows this, and if you are familiar with my work, you know this. I'm totally getting really emotional thinking about this, but this planet, the animals, the plants have held me since I was born, and I've always wanted to create a foundation. Most little kids are not as weird as me, I learned after. I think that as humans, one of the things that's hard for us to sort of wrap our brains around, it's definitely a big learning curve, is realizing that like the things you're into are not necessarily the things that everybody else is good at or into. And I've wanted to be a philanthropist since I was born. And so for me, this concept of giving back and really being a massive impact, being able to both contribute to work that is actively here to really shift things for people, for the planet, is super meaningful. And it just came together so beautifully, because like this, being able for you and I to hold space for the planet to be able to be really like loved up in this big dynamic way, especially now with the impact that happened. I mean, it's just, my grandmother lived in Florida for years. Like it's a place that I really, really, really love. I used to travel there for work for years. I worked for an investment company that was that had a big home base in Jacksonville. And so it's a really special place to me. So this also, to be able to make a contribution, to both contribute to business, to entrepreneurs to be able to expand their reach, which is one of the pillars of my work on this planet, is to teach people how to make money so that you can then use it to create a legacy, right? Like, money is an energetic tool that is here to really, at this point, one of the things that especially conscious entrepreneurs and people who have a reach need to really get on board with is that money matters a lot, because it is a way for us to be able to extricate ourselves from systems that do not serve the planet, do not serve the heart of life, and are not in tune with the divine. So this is like this collaboration that you and I are doing literally hits on like every single thing that I'm like overwhelmingly excited and enthusiastic about. So
Me
let's do
too.
this. Yeah.
Me too. So one more, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm totally on board. And this is something that's really means a lot to the both of us. So we will be doing that 20% of any income to hurricane relief in Southwest Florida and West Florida that's really been impacted. So the Fort Myers area, it's really devastating from Hurricane Ian. So the bundle is called the Elevation Bundle. Super, super exciting. You will get 45 minutes with me. We'll be doing brand positioning, where we're really going to look at your business, look at what you're calling yourself, how you're explaining yourself, and really tighten things up to be the absolute expert and thought leader in your industry. This is great to prepare you for media. It's great to prepare you for conversations you're having with your clients, for really everything, to position you as the utmost best version of your business that's going to really just elevate everything. So after a conversation, a lot of my clients, what they'll do is they'll go on their website, their Instagram, they'll update everything. And the confidence that you get from that too is just incredible, because you finally feel really anchored into what you're meant to do and what you really want to call yourself in your business. And then you're also going to get 45 minutes with Andrea, where you will get wealth codes downloaded. She taps into the Akashic records along with 1,000 other modalities that she uses during her sessions. I've never seen anything like it. They are quantum, they are potent, and they are here and ready for you. So this is an incredible offer. It is $997. It is valued at 5,000, probably more, and absolutely more. So you're getting a wild discount. So if you are interested, I put the link in the comments. You can also ask us. We'll be posting about it. We're going to only have this up for a limited time offer, because we also want to give back to Florida in a timely manner. So if you are interested in this, go through the link. We'll send you the calendar links go through the link for the payment process, and then we'll send you the calendar links right afterwards to schedule with the both of us. Did I miss anything?
No, that is perfect and exact. And I'm really excited to see what ends up happening.
Me too.
For everyone who jumps on this, because to be able to get this lens from both you and I, and then be able to really just like hit this, whatever your goals were for this year, right? We have October, November, December. This year is just moving at a rapid pace. And I know my guides say it all the time about my work, and I know it's true about your work too, is that when people sign up to work with me in any capacity, they immediately make back what it is that they've invested, and then like way beyond that, because this is about the new economy, the economy of generosity. Money is a really important part of what every one of us was born to create. And so this really, and I say that took some time for me to really anchor into that. My dad was a Catholic worker. There was a lot of sort of complexity, right? To be able to really start to appreciate the impact that money can have. But it is one of the greatest gifts that we can do for ourselves, for our businesses, for our communities, and for this planet, is for people who care and who love this place to really anchor into like a next level way of relating to themselves and to make it rain with all of the joy and the magic and the love and the money.
As your guides say, make it rain.
Yeah.
We are here for business, not to play, but we always play. Just kidding. So if anybody is interested, it is called the Elevation Bundle. We'll post some more about it. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you're watching the replay, please let us know in the comments.
Yes. And just sending so much love to all of you, wherever you are in the world. If you were impacted by this insane hurricane that swept through, you are in our thoughts and prayers.
Absolutely.
And we love you.
Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Andrea.